I've come down to Somerset Dam this time. We're going to do a little bit of fishing and RedClawing, but I wanted to show you how I set up the pots and what I use. So I use soap. Yep, the old plain old soap that you can buy from Woolies. The cheaper the better. This is I'm using Woolies Essentials at the moment, but Sunlight soap works really well. Now I've got some old prawn net that I've had for a long time now, which I find works really well. Now I've got the soap in there, but you can use a little bit of, you can go and get yourself a little bit of mesh stuff from Bunnings, and you can make up some bait holders just like that. Now on my pots, if I can get them all untangled, on my pots I've got a little bit of steel. Two things. Now it keeps the pot nice and straight, but also adds a little bit of weight and it keeps it sitting nice on the bottom of the dam, especially with all these boats flying around. Nothing to do with the tide. There, so you just tie it in the pot here. Just a granny knot like that. Or if you've made one of these up from the Bunnings stuff, you can just get some cheap zip ties and you can just zip tie it in there, like so. And then I've got some floats. So I'll just tie the floats onto the pot. I'll just use a bowline, but you can tie whatever knot you like. Double granny, half hitch, whatever. And then just close him up, just to make sure that when you do close it, all the latches are on nice and tight, your rope's sitting good, and then your bait's in a good spot. And then I generally look for somewhere, I've got a couple of favourite spots that I go to that I seem to do alright around the Somerset area, but I generally look for anywhere about 6 metres and up. About that 3 to 6 metre mark seems to work well, and just spread them out a little bit. Anyway, and we look in the water. I've got a sander here, so we check the depth of water, making sure that we're under 6 metres. So I'm just 6.1 at the moment, so I'm just going to drive in a little bit. Yeah, so I've just come into about 4 metres of water here, so I'm just going to throw the pot in like that, making sure that it's level when I throw it in. Just throw it all out like so. Right, I've let these pots have a good soak now overnight. Had a little bit of a late start this morning. Summer slept in, cooked up some brekkie. But we're out here now, we're going to check these first couple of pots and see what's in them. Summer's going to pull these in. She's the handy helper today. Hey, don't fall out. What have we got?
RedClaw.
Yeah, so we've got a couple there. Oh my goodness! Bring him in. Bring him in. Yeah, I'll tell you folks, this is not a setup. Absolutely not a setup. Check that out. Oh my goodness. Check out that big one.
I got it.
Grab him. Grab that big one out somewhere and show the folks at home.
Whoa, what's this big one?
That big one.
I thought you meant out of the bucket.
No, grab that. again, then pick him back up. There we go. Want to tell us a bit about him, Summer?
So, as you can tell, this is a male. I don't know why, but it just is.
Got no eggs.
It's got eggs, yeah. It's called a RedClaw because see those big things right there? And that's all the meat that we eat.
So what happened, Summer?
My rod. You talk.
Summer's hooked onto a big one. The rod just screamed out it. Got a big one here. How big does it feel?
It feels massive.
Take it nice and easy. So we're fishing for bass here. So we've just been cleaning all the RedClaw, throwing all the scraps out over the side of the boat, just trying to entice up some bass.
Ooh, Dad.
Oh my goodness! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Hang on, hang on. Can you hold this? Hold
Okay,
this.
get
Come on.
the net.
I haven't got the net.
What?
Hang on. Hang on. Holy shit! Oh my goodness. Yeah, Summer. Take that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Check that out. Turn around so we can all see it. Man, that would have to be a record bass, Summer. Check that out.
Pretty heavy.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Whoa, you beauty. Oh yeah. We'll take a quick photo before it rains. What do you got, Summer?
Oh, a tiny whatever that is.
Bass. Put some line out and pick it up into the boat. Yep. Alright. Grab the line. Oh, what? It's not as big as your last one?
No.
Hang on to the line. But anyway, a good one anyway.
Yeah. Let's let him go.
Yeah, what are we going to do to him today, Summer?
We're gonna eat him. That's what we're doing. Joking. We're gonna let him go.
He's a beautiful little bass. He's legal size, but we're going to let him go. We're just out here having a bit of fun today, aren't we, Summer?
Yeah. Go back to you.
How was that?
Good fun.
We're at our first RedClaw pot here. Just pull him up. Oh yeah. Look at that. Yeah, there's a big one in there too. There's a whopper. Hey, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's about 10 in there. We can get that every pot. We'll be laughing. We'll get a good feed. So I don't know if too many people know, but RedClaw are actually vegetarians, and they look for vegetation on the ground like weed and stuff, and weed. But if you put meat in your pot, like a lot of people use chicken gut and chicken and tinned cat food and tuna, all that sort of stuff, Well, they're actually getting in there to try and break it down so it moves out of the territory. But if you have things like pumpkin, potato, sort of veggie type stuff, yeah, they love it. They'll actually eat that. And they'll, like rock melon, if you put a slab of rock melon in there, they'll devour that overnight. They'll just eat it all up. That's why it's pretty good bait, but it goes really quick. I find that with the soap, you can keep reusing the soap over and over and over, and you don't have to put new bait in. So in the end, it keeps the cost down and it still works. So that's pretty good. Also, these RedClaw, they don't burrow into a hole like a yabby would. They might live in a log or something underwater, but they'll try and hide amongst the weed and the reeds and that. But yeah, they won't dig a hole as such. On the claw you can see that red membrane. Well, that's just a soft membrane there. It's just like a fluid sac. I don't know, some seem to be brighter than others. I'm not sure whether that differentiates between male or female, or whether they're in season or what, but yeah, if you touch it, yeah, it's just soft and gooey. It does pay to move your pots around every day. Try a different spot, work out where they are, try different depths. You know, they could be anywhere really. I've just found them to be very unpredictable. If you're going to keep the RedClaw for a while in a bucket or a tub or whatever before you clean them, don't put any water in there. If you do, you can aerate it, it keeps them alive. But they will last up to 48 hours just out of the water. They'll sit there quite nicely actually. Then when you go to clean them, you can just clean them how they are, pull the heads off. I'll show you that later. And if you're not real good at cleaning the RedClaw, you don't like picking them up, you can always chuck them in a bit of ice water, a bit of a brine. It'll chill them down and sort of put them to sleep. Makes it easy to handle. Okay, so now we've caught our RedClaw. I'm going to show you how to clean them. It's quite simple really, just pick them up by the head, give them a twist, throw the head away, you're left with the tail. Now, you want to get rid of that poo shoot. So what's the best way to get rid of that? Just grab the tail here, twist it a little bit, and you'll see the poo shoot. And then you just slowly pull that out, and there you go. So you can pull the tail off and the poo shoot all in one go. And then you're left with the body, which has got all the meat in it. And today I'm wearing rubber gloves, washing up gloves. Yesterday when I peeled a heap, yeah, I got a couple of spikes in my finger, a bit sore today. So rubber gloves, washing up gloves, yeah, they work a treat. So I've got the rods out with a bit of live shrimp while I'm peeling these. There's a few bass around I can see on the sander. Burl him up with a bit of RedClaw. So one more time, you got there, pick them up around the head, just in front of the claw so they don't get you. And you just grab their tail, twist, and then you can, there you go. Yeah, I don't know how many's in this one. Feels a bit heavy.
There's a few in there.
So welcome to another cook off. So today I'm going to do RedClaw two different ways. So you see me out catching it, now I'm going to show you how to cook it. We've got our RedClaw tails here. So we've got the head removed, the tail pulled off with the poo shoot removed. So what we need to do, we need to halve these now, split them in half. So we'll just grab a nice, good, heavy, strong knife, just cut down the middle like so, give it a nice firm pressure, and then they'll just come apart like so. And then what we'll need to do is just do that to the whole lot. So I'll do that and I'll get back in a minute. Okay, so I've got them all cut up in half. Now I'm going to separate them into two different batches because I'm actually going to make RedClaw two different ways today. So one way is going to be just garlic butter. Another way is going to be like a bit of a spicy type of everything mix. But I'll show you in a minute. Okay, we'll start with the spicy one. We'll get all the ingredients into the RedClaw and then we'll let them just sit there for a little bit while we cook the garlic butter RedClaw. Okay, so firstly, a little bit of soy, just a little bit of honey, just a little bit, and then a bit of pepper. So this one's going to have a fair bit of spice in it, give it all nice spiced up. Bit of garlic and herb salt. Okay, a bit of Moroccan seasoning. Who doesn't like a bit of Moroccan? Righto. Bit of Italian herbs. Let's get some herbs in there too. About that much. Okay, now this one's going to be the kicker. So we've got some blazing pepper steak. Thanks to Poppy Pete, found it in the supermarket. So put just a little bit, because it is blazing. There we go. So we'll just give that a bit of a stir up. Yeah, so we get that soy and the honey all in on there. I don't know if you can see it there. It's yeah, just like a little bit of a marinade type thing on there. Okay, so we'll let that sit for a minute. So now we'll get the garlic and butter RedClaw going. So we've just got the burner in here today. Got the frying pan, because we're at home now. We're not out camping, we've come home. But we're going to do just a simple cook up here at home. Righto, so if we want to be real generous here, don't be shy at all. So I've got some garlic, lots of garlic. There's 2 massive spoonfuls of garlic there. Trust me, you'll love it. And butter, we want heaps of butter too. So we'll get into that. Don't be afraid to use your fingers. Righto, that's heaps. Probably too much, but anyway. Can you ever have too much garlic and butter? Okay, so we've just got that garlic and butter melted in there. Sort of give it a little, let that garlic fry off a little bit in that butter. It's nice and hot there now. It's all melted. Righto, just chuck the RedClaw in, just like that. Nice and simple. So you just want to toss them around. Now the RedClaw tend to want to end up on their shell side, but I like to give the meat side a bit of a nice good cooking. So you just need to flip them over if you're that way inclined. Just want to give them a good, nice little cooking there on the flesh side. Get all that butter and garlic in there. Beautiful. Lovely. Yeah, so cooking RedClaw is a little bit like cooking prawns and any other shellfish that you get. The shell turns red when it starts to heat up and cook, and the flesh turns that whitish colour. So they're starting to look pretty good in here. That garlic is burning on there a little bit, and everything's starting to cook in there quite nice. So we'll just give them I reckon they're nearly done. Oh yeah, they're looking pretty good. That garlic is just that little bit of what we want it to look like that a little bit. Just give that little bit of a burnt look there on that flesh side. Beautiful eating. Righto, I reckon they're done. Look at that, they look tasty. What we'll do too is we'll just drizzle a little bit of this butter over there. Oh, lovely. We'll cook these other RedClaw and get them on the go, and then that way we can have them both together. So just pot the pan back on, chuck them in there. Same sort of thing, we just stir them around a little bit, get all that spices burning, get everything going. Okay, so while these spicy ones are cooking, I'm going to have a go at these garlic butter ones. It's quite simple, just grab a fork, you can just pull the flesh out of the shell like so. I think you're going to have to go out and have a try yourself. They're delicious. Right, I better save some for the others. Yeah, so these ones that look a little bit burnt, that's kind of what we wanted. We wanted all that marinade and all the spices to burn in on that. Righto. These haters wouldn't stop sizzling, would they? Now these are going to be a bit hot, but I'm going to have a go anyway. A lot different from the garlic butter. You really taste all those spices. But myself, I like to spice the RedClaw up a little bit. It's been out of fresh water, they're just a little bit bland. But that's just two different ways that you can do the RedClaw and bring them up like a treat. So you guys need to get out, catch your own, cook them up, whichever way you want. You can try this or you try your own. Anyway, we'll see you next time.